Good morning. Welcome to the Eastern Idaho Planning Briefing for Tuesday, August 18th, 2020. I'm meteorologist Kevin Smith here at the National Weather Service in Pocatello. Three things we're talking about over the next few days. So it's kind of evolved from heat into a couple other concerns. We've got number one, the heat. We have number two, some monsoon moisture coming in with potential for some strong to perhaps isolated severe thunderstorms today and Wednesday. And as a result of some of that thunderstorm coverage, we do have some fire weather concerns with red flag warnings in effect for portions of the region today. So 3 bullets on the screen here. You can see for the heat, today and Wednesday are really the 2 days we're focused on for the really hot temperatures, highs reaching 93 to 100 degrees across most of our lower elevation areas, most of our population centers across southeast Idaho. And we still have that heat advisory that is in effect through Wednesday evening. We're going to continue to also see very poor overnight recovery to our temperatures. For example, it's almost 5 a.m. here at the Pocatello Regional Airport, and our temperature is still 73 degrees. So really not seeing great cooling and relief during the overnight periods, and that's going to continue to add additional heat-related stress to the human body. Now, Thursday onward, you can see here highs backing off just a little bit. We end our heat advisory, start to trend a little closer to what we would normally see for this time of year, but still lower elevation areas, population centers generally reaching 90 or better indefinitely as we go over the next week or two. No significant temperature relief is in sight. Now, for those thunderstorms, mountains are going to be favored over the next few days, and the environment's going to be really favorable for some strong downburst activity, some outflow winds from these thunderstorms. So lightning, big concern, obviously, with wildfires across the area with the really dry fuels, with the really hot temperatures we're seeing. Going to have to watch that lightning for new fire starts. And wind gusts over 55 miles per hour are possible out of the stronger thunderstorms. Might also see a little bit of hail out of the stronger cores, but that's going to be a secondary risk to our focus here on lightning and wind gusts. And red flag warnings are out for some areas because we may reach scattered thunderstorm coverage. And again, that lightning will be a risk. So we set new record high temperatures all over the region yesterday, Monday, and you can see 4 of our climate sites here, the new records we set. 100 degrees in Pocatello, beating the old record of 97 in 2013, and our other sites are listed. We do have a chance to set another round of record high temperatures today for Tuesday. A little bit more uncertainty, though, because of cloud cover. We have a lot of cloud debris moving in this morning. We're going to have to see how that evolves throughout the day. Is that going to blanket us and prevent full heating? Really hard to say at this point, but something that we will have to keep in the back of our minds. If we do see a lot of cloud cover today, we may hold those temperatures just a little bit cooler than what we currently have forecast. But if not, record temperatures, a good bet again across the region. High pressure center that's been here for day after day after day, still sitting to our south across the Utah and Nevada area. Clockwise flow pumping around that high, and it's bringing the warm air northward, and it's bringing that monsoon moisture up across the region. And you can see that cloud cover, that moisture, even some shower activity being reflected here on the satellite view. And this high isn't going anywhere. We're actually projecting it to remain in place really for the next 1 to 2 weeks. And that's going to continue to periodically bring thunderstorm chances and also continue warm temperatures to southeast Idaho. Really messy map this morning for watches, warnings, and advisories, and it's on 2 fronts now. We've got fire concerns and we've got heat. So orange areas here, including most of southeast Idaho. A heat advisory remains in effect through Wednesday evening. Again, 2 more days of what we're really calling our heat wave here. And the darker purples out toward Boise and down toward Salt Lake City are excessive heat warnings, where temperatures are going to be even hotter. Now, the brighter pinks here in the Central Mountain region, now including the Upper Snake Highland area, what we call Zone 411 for the fire partners here along the Montana border, wrapping down to Palisades, and then elsewhere. These are red flag warnings. Again, that's for potentially scattered thunderstorm coverage and new lightning related fire starts. And there's a fire weather watch here up to our north as well as you head into Montana. So again, heat and fire, 2 of our big concerns along with those thunderstorms. Weather impact overview, very similar to what we've shown you the past couple days. I color-coded this based on our heat advisory. So today and Wednesday, 2 more days of some pretty oppressive heat for large portions of the region. Some of that heat kind of lingering. Again, we're not seeing real relief in the forecast. So still warm, 90 or better Thursday, Friday, and Saturday across the Snake Plain, Magic Valley, South Hills, Southeast Highlands. And you can see varying degrees of isolated to scattered thunderstorms, particularly today, Wednesday, and Thursday. By Friday and Saturday, we're going to shunt and block some of that monsoon moisture to our south and shut down the chance for showers and thunderstorms, at least for a couple days. And again, that starts Friday. Did put in here maybe an isolated storm down into the Snake Plain and Magic Valley tomorrow. I'll talk about that in just a moment. So let's switch gears here, as we sometimes do, and I'll give you a visual off of one of our models for what thunderstorm development might look like today. So as we kick off at noon here today on Tuesday, we go to 1 o'clock. To 2 o'clock, we start to see maybe some clouds building up. You can see a couple radar echoes maybe trying to start here in the eastern central mountains. I'd say by 3 o'clock or so, isolated thunderstorms developing from near Sun Valley over to Arco and Mackay up into Lemhi County, possibly up toward the Montana border and West Yellowstone too. Again, 2 or 3 o'clock, probably our initiation time for a few of these cells. By the time we get to 4 o'clock and 5 o'clock, you can see a little bit better coverage. Again, generally east of the Wood River Valley, but across the eastern central mountains, the Montana border region, maybe the upper Snake Plain as well, picking up an isolated shower or thunderstorm this afternoon, generally north of Idaho Falls and north of Palisades. You'll notice too maybe an isolated storm down here across the Cassia County region as well as we get to about 4 or 5 o'clock or later. All of these cells we're going to have to keep an eye on. Remember, the environment is very favorable for strong gusty winds in addition to that lightning risk, and we'll be watching that. 6 o'clock we continue, 7 o'clock continue some of that activity, and then we start to taper off for the evening. Now, for Wednesday and Thursday, we are expecting a repeat performance, but all of our mountain ranges across the region, the central mountains, the eastern and southern highlands, have a greater chance of seeing isolated to scattered thunderstorms, again, for Wednesday and Thursday. Be a little more limited today, what I just showed you here, for our actual thunderstorm coverage. So with that in mind, today, the Storm Prediction Center has highlighted a marginal risk for an isolated severe thunderstorm up here to the north. Again, generally north of Mackay, up toward Du Bois and Island Park, maybe Chalice as well. Now, if we do get a thunderstorm, I want to caution you, if we do get a thunderstorm developing south of this marginal risk area, still going to be favorable for some strong wind gusts. So bottom line, we'll be keeping an eye on all of our thunderstorm cells today for lightning, strong gusty winds, the primary hazards. As we go ahead to tomorrow, you can see a marginal risk of severe storms across a decent chunk of the area from the northern central mountains, Chalice and Mackay, across the upper Snake, over into the Caribou Highlands here. And again, just region-wide, we're going to see conditions favorable for lightning and strong gusty winds. We'll be keeping a close eye on these thunderstorm cells for any needed warnings. Okay, temperatures. We'll take a quick review here over the next few days. Today, again, as long as we don't get a lot of interfering cloud cover, it's going to be another hot one with record high temperatures possible. You can see everybody just about getting into the 90s and values of 95 to 100 from this lower Snake River Plain and eastern Magic Valley into our valleys across the south here. We lose a few degrees tomorrow, but still it's not enough recovery to really call the heat wave over. You can see 90s, again, widespread, even some upper 90s, and that heat advisory remains in effect. Now, Thursday, we flatten the ridge a little bit. We shunt some of the monsoon moisture to the south. Our southwest flow starts to transition to more of a westerly flow. So in addition to drying out, particularly Friday and beyond for drying out, we're going to see those temperatures back off just a few degrees. You can see mid-80s, 84 for Island Park, 86 for Driggs, still 90 for Chalice, and then more of a low 90s flavor across our lower elevations and population centers from the Snake Plain south and west, as opposed to what we're seeing here today and Wednesday. Friday, very similar temperatures, generally upper 80s to low 90s. Dry on Friday and dry again on Saturday with that moisture shunted to the south. Temperatures generally, again, upper 80s to low 90s across southeast Idaho. So those are our three concerns. Again, heat, especially today and tomorrow, keeping a close eye on any of those thunderstorms. And remember, not everyone is going to see storms. In fact, most of you probably won't see thunderstorms over the next few days, but the ones that do develop, we'll have to keep a close eye on, particularly for gusty winds and red flag warnings in effect, where we're expecting scattered coverage for our fire weather partners. That's it for your hazard briefing this morning. We hope you have a great Tuesday, and as always, feel free to reach out to us here at the office with any questions or concerns. Next briefing will be tomorrow morning, Wednesday. Have a great day.